to be sort of a traditionalist on matters of family and sex. And then immediately he'll turn around and he'll tweet something like this. And then we're all supposed to ignore it if you're on the right, or say that he's being ironical or something like that. But the reality is this dude has made a lot of money over a lot of time by scamming people. So he started by making a lot of money off the sex industry. There's a person who says that he now stands for virtue and for the manly virtues. Can I tell you something that's not manly? Grooming women to get naked on camera for you to make money off of. The ideal of masculinity is not being a pimp. Andrew Tate was a pimp. Not 10 years ago, very, very recently.
People always say pimp as if it's a negative thing, but I think a pimp is a very positive. I don't think they're bad people.
As recently as 3 years ago, he was pimping women out on webcam while simultaneously declaring that young men are wasting their time and their virility on pornography. Agree, which is why I don't run a webcam business where I pimp out women who I get into the business by having sex with.
Hold on, because I'm going to let Ben Shapiro cook, but I've always wondered, what's the right's obsession with these kind of people, especially like Andrew Tate, because what kind of family values does he have? But Ben Shapiro actually answers this. Let's get into it.
Yo, let's get into this video because I love white on white crime. Now, Andrew Tate is technically biracial, but he's a biracial that says the N-word with the hard ER at the end. So definitely he ain't one of us. He one of y'all. But anyway, you guys, I've been like really going down this rabbit hole of like why the right, these Republicans, love them some Andrew Tate. Mind you, he is on camera with a minor and doing things, and they still love him. And it's all like, yo, are y'all crazy? Like, how are y'all going up for this man, flying him to Vegas? He's at the UFC fight. Like, come on now. Like, you just really think like, okay, these are supposed to be Christians, family values, and they're going up for this guy. Well, I've been kind of going down this rabbit hole between Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate, and I guess they never really gotten along. And Andrew Tate had said things about Jewish people, and you know Ben Shapiro is Jewish. I mean, look, Candace Owens got fired from the Daily Wire. She learned the hard way, right? But again, I digress. With Ben Shapiro, he talks really fast. He tries to confuse you with the talking fast and all that stuff. So I don't really like to listen to him. And again, most of the stuff that he says is BS. However, in this case, he's actually right. And he talks about how the right will take in these quote unquote masculine men, even if they are not savory people. Like they'll just take them in just because they want to show that masculinity. So I want to go ahead and play his words and then let's discuss, because I feel like this really educated me and it really opened my eyes to, okay, this is why they love these kind of people, because it just doesn't make sense if Republicans are all about protecting children and all this stuff, but yet somebody who's accused of having relations with minors and trafficking, you're going up for this guy. So again, the hypocrisy, but let's go ahead and check this out.
And he put out a post saying MAGA has an Andrew Tate problem and it's a big effing problem. Y'all better wake the F up and see what he's doing before he ruins everything we worked for. Stop acting like a dog who finally caught the car. We still have work to do and you're effing up. And Andrew Tate then replied to that, hello, Jew. And this is who Andrew Tate is. He's a delight. By the way, big fan of Yahya Sinwar as well. So why exactly did the right embrace?
Shout out to all the Jewish people out there. I'm not laughing because I'm okay with it. I'm laughing because like, here we go with the ignorance. But again, they overlook this, but then want to cancel somebody like Kanye, right?
Embrace Andrew Tate in the first place? Well, because there was a three-step process that took place on the right. First, in response to the left hating men, the right delinked strength from virtue. Virtue was supposedly the thing that made you a cuck, that made you unable to defeat the left. What is conservatism conserved and all the rest? In order to defeat that, you have to do things that are not going to be virtuous. Then the right actually linked strength with transgressive behavior, because the idea was that it took bad men to stop bad people, which sometimes is true. But then there was the final step. Some on the right have now fallen into the trap of believing that so long as someone is purportedly anti-left, no matter what insanely non-conservative thing that person believes, From the wonders of promiscuity and mistreating women to standing for Islamic jihadis, all of which Andrew Tate has done, you can commit literally any sin, up to and including being a and be treated to applause. Well, this has to stop because it's stupid and it's counterproductive and it is morally wrong. It turns.
And you know what the funny part is? They talk about like these people like Andrew Tate, the Tate brothers, all that. And you know, like, how can you embrace these people? But then again, their president was found liable for assault. Their president said, grab him by the president has been accused of cheating on all his wives, having multiple baby mamas, everything that a black man would definitely, they'll be like, no, you're the antichrist or whatnot, right? And so it starts at the leader and it trickles down. Andrew Tate is very Trump-like. He says whatever is on his mind, gets away with whatever. I mean, granted, this Romania case don't look good for Andrew Tate, but again, he was able to come back to the States. So, I mean, he got some kind of privilege, right? But again, he's able to get away with murder, basically, and nobody says nothing. Nobody bats an eye. It's just all like, oh, that stuff's not true. You see Candace Owens actually saying she wants to debate people on whether or not the stuff about Andrew Tate is true. And it's all like, lady, it was on camera, literally on camera. And first of all, you're supposed to be this Christian woman now. He's in the sex work business, video camming girls, everything that you're against, but yet you love this guy. So again, she represents a lot of conservatives. So this is what you guys like. This is you. This is not who we are. No, this is you.
Turns out that in a reactionary world, the pendulum swings back and forth from wild, disgusting, terrible, radical feminism to sometimes wild and disgusting anti-woman trash. But there has always been in human life one constant. This is a conservative point. That constant is virtue. That's the constant. If you're covering for a self-described bad guy like Andrew Tate, you're doing it wrong. If you're traveling to Romania to let him lie about his grift and pretend away his legal cases and act as though he's a paragon of masculine decency, you are participating in the lie. If you spend...
Yes, you are participating. There's no other way around it. Like, you are participating in it. And granted, we could say, oh, let the courts handle it. Let it play out in court. Okay, that's fine. But you still don't praise this man. You still don't platform this man. Like, this man is not a good person. Even if we take out the case in Romania, just the stuff that he says about people, you should look at that and be like, you know what? I don't want to mess with somebody like this. This is not a good person to be around. It's one thing to have that shock value or say things for shock value versus you being a shitty person. And what Andrew Tate is a shitty person. We got to decipher the two. Yes, there's a lot of people who just say things just to go viral and rage bait people. But then there's another thing when you are actually a bad person. And Andrew Tate has never told you that he was a good guy at all. So the proof is in the pudding. Now we got the Romania case. Yeah, come on now. You already know how we get down.
Spend your days shouting correctly about the evils of but not about Andrew Tate. You are...
He's talking about trafficking. That's why they bleeped that out.
Full stop, a fraud. And worse, if you're cheerleading Andrew Tate, that makes you an accomplice to what he's doing, not an open-minded person just seeking truth or asking questions. Well, to simplify, virtue...
And here's the thing, too, and he's about to promote something, so we can go ahead and stop this. But you're literally platforming a man who's accused of these horrendous crimes, right? And I'm one of those people, I do believe that you can have people on your platform who you necessarily don't agree with or have a difference of opinion. That is fine to me. But you're literally platforming somebody accused of trafficking and relations with minors, and I'm trying to save it for the algorithm, but this video still might get stricken down. But all these horrible things, but yet you're having him on your platform and you're not questioning him about any of those things. Candace Owens specifically did not want to ask him anything about his case during that interview, which we're still going to do a review on that. But she did not want to ask him anything about his case specifically. A lot of other platforms will have Andrew Tate on and not ask him things about his actual case. And it's all like, how can you avoid the elephant in the room? Like, that's pretty hard to avoid all that and be like, you know what? We're not going to talk about these serious allegations against you. We're just going to talk about some fun stuff or some cultural stuff as far as like, yeah, can you believe that Ron DeSantis, he won't let you into Florida? Now, I'm not a Ron DeSantis fan, but yeah, there's some shit you should look into, definitely. Because if you're doing it all over there, don't forget, what were you doing over here in America? We need to look and see, what was you doing over here? Because yeah, you might be not a half citizen, dual citizen. He has dual citizenship in the UK and here in America. So yeah, we need to look to see what you were doing here. So I definitely don't blame Ron DeSantis, but again, with Republicans, because let me stay on track. With Republicans, it's masculinity. Like, yeah, I'm masculine. But you berating women and talking down to women and calling them names, that's not masculine. That's very punkish, if you ask me. Very punkish. I mean, to tell you the truth, like, you talking down to a woman or saying she's a slut, she's a hoe, how is that masculine at all? Is that really masculine? And it's all like that. And I hate to say the toxic masculinity, because it's not masculinity at all. It's just straight up toxic. And Republicans, MAGA, the right, they have this cultural war of like, oh, masculinity is going away and we got to fight for masculinity. Masculinity has not gone away. That has not gone away. It's literally evilness that has taken over that party. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. But again, you guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do y'all think that the Democrats or the left should have an Andrew Tate like go up for somebody who's a horrible person just because? Because again, if Andrew Tate was a Democrat, he would have been got tossed out. But because he's a Republican and their president is an unsavory person, yeah, he kind of fits the bill, right? So that's my thought on that. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I love y'all for watching. Deuces, everybody.